Charlene Grace Reales Mintilo, and I'm from Biomedical Engineering. One word for e-Xchange would be eye-opening.
Hi, my name is Edison. I'm in hospitality and tourism business, and one word to describe the program is exciting.
Hey guys, I'm Jolene, a year 2 pharmaceutical science student. Um, Through this e-exchange program, I'm able to learn a lot from the Myanmar students, and the one word I will use to describe this program will be enriching.
Hi everyone, I'm Mas from Year 2 Hospitality and Tourism Management. So one word to describe the e-exchange is fulfilling. Fulfilling because we get to learn about different cultures in Myanmar and to also make new friends at the end of the ASEAN e-exchange. So without further ado, let's get on to our presentation. Hi everyone, so today we'll be talking about Goal 17, which is a partnership for the goals in Myanmar. Without further ado, I'll pass the time over to Jolene and she'll be talking to us about the UNSDG goal background.
So for this goal, it aims to it it aims to ensure innovative technological development, fair trade, and market access throughout all countries in the world, especially the developing countries. In order to achieve this, international investment and support is needed. Within this goal, there are a total of 19 targets. Due to the time constraint, we will be only sharing 3 main targets, such as the mobilization of resources to improve domestic revenue collection. The second, the knowledge sharing and cooperation for access to science, technology, and innovation. And lastly, to promote a universal trading system under the World Trade Organization. So for this goal, it aims to strengthen, so for the first point, it aims to strengthen the mobility of domestic resources, including through international support to the developing countries, to improve domestic capacity for tax and other revenue collection. For the second point, it aims to enhance the North-South, South-South, and triangular region and international cooperation on and access to science, technology, and innovation, and enhance the knowledge sharing on mutually agreed terms through improved coordination. And lastly, the World Trade Organization is the platform for partnership to occur. So they facilitate and anchor itself as being the leader in promoting a universal, rule-based, non-discriminatory, and fair trade system for all countries in the world. For that, I'll pass the rest of the time to Charlene.
So we were blessed to be in partnership with Victoria University College, which were founded in 2012 and became a university in 2014 as an international teaching center of University of Wolverhampton, which also offers joint bachelor degrees with them. So before in 2012, they only offer BTEC, HNDs, and sixth form subjects. So some of the courses that VUC offers are business, computing, and engineering, and this is the logo that they have. Next will be the features of VUC. So the first one is the school headquarters, where the meetings are usually held. Campus 2, where the sixth form and as well as the IT, computing, and the business courses are being held. Campus 3 is where predominantly civil engineering is being held, and Campus 4 is predominantly for mechanical as well as electrical engineering students. Next, I'll be talking about the visits, attachments, on-the-job trainings, school events, and public holiday celebrations. So the first one is industry visits, both local and abroad, and on-the-job training that could also be found locally and abroad to their school. They also have practical sessions. These are the practical sessions held by the civil engineering students. And the next is the school events and public holiday celebrations, some of which is like Sticky Rice Festival, Water Festival, and summer youth programs are what the students facilitates, as well as visits to orphanage. Now I'll be sharing with you our friends from Myanmar. These three lovely ladies, Miss May Miat Nauzo, Miss Win Lemon, and Miss in Mutandar 2 are all civil engineering students. And I remember fondly Miss Wen Lemon shared about her experience during her education life regarding her teacher being biased and teaching in a tuition class rather than in school, making her fail her subject, which is really sad. But she was able to like share her experience to us. Next, I'll be sharing the two um, men that we were able to experience with Mr. Ted Sinzo and Mr. Tan Tet Sin. I remember Mr. Tan Tet Sin sharing about his on-the-job training overseas, which is in Thailand, and how it was meaningful and he was grateful for the experience and skills that he acquired. This is also a constituent of partnership between Myanmar and Thailand. Now I'll be passing your time to Edison to share about the COVID situation.
I'll be talking about how COVID-19 has impacted quality education in Myanmar. So, one of the impacts is that because of COVID-19, not and it's led to a big global recession around the world, and this caused all countries to suffer a lot economically, and because of that, there's a lack of preparation, and because no one saw it coming, everyone is like not well prepared to deal with the crisis from COVID-19, and also because there is inadequate access to remote learning when traditional classroom methods are not available. And another one is because of COVID-19, um, many um, many people lose their jobs, and like how their fathers and mothers lose their jobs because of COVID-19. This will cause a reduce in income in the family, and this will lead to the family being unable to um, afford the school fees for the child, and hence why the students will drop out. Another reason is because of mental health. Some students may not be mentally like capable of dealing with this COVID-19 crisis, and without the proper help of parents and other social support from outside, like from teachers as well, this will cause many other unprecedented issues. And another is because Myanmar isn't really a well-developed country compared to others. There are not many houses, and like the standard of living, they do not have the internet or electricity, so they are unable to have like distance classes and like online classes like how we have our home-based learning. And now I'll be passing the time over to Mas, who will be talking about the solutions about the partnership for the goals.
All right, thank you, Edison. So, here are some of the partnership for the goals that Myanmar has actually collaborated with other organizations. So, here's the first one, which is the government of Myanmar and United Nations. So, from our sharing session, we've actually learned that on the 11th of June 2020, the United Nations have offered over 75,000 test kits to the government of Myanmar. And our friend also, Mr. Tan Tet Sein, he mentioned that the government of Myanmar, they provided masks, hand sanitizers, and food supply to the UN refugees in Myanmar. Not only that, from Miss Win Lemon's personal experience, she also shared that the military has helped to offer health essentials such as basic food sources like oil and rice. So moving on, we have local partnership measures as well, which is between the government of Myanmar and the Ministry of Health and Sports, which is also known as MOHS. So what they've come up with is they provide quarantine facilities, restrict public gatherings, closing most international flights with the exception of relief and cargo flights, which I'll be talking about in the next subsequent slides, and the screening temperatures during land and border crossings. So there's a lot of collaboration between these two ministries, and yeah, a lot of partnership is being involved. So moving on to UNICEF. So now how UNICEF Myanmar is helping the citizens is that they're providing critical supplies and logistical support, such as personal protective equipment to schools and health facilities, as well as the procurement of 20,000 COVID-19 test kits and other essential health supplies. So this is similar to what the United Nations is doing. So everyone is basically ramping up their efforts in order to help one another during this COVID-19 crisis. So yeah, last but not least, I'll be talking about the relief flight operations that Myanmar Airways International has done. So there's a lot of support and partnership being involved here as well. For example, they have the Ministry of Transport and Communications of Yangon. So they had to announce this and also help to evacuate passengers and carry cargo during the month of June, whereby they arranged 68 flights with 2,860 passengers as well as 102,000 kg worth of loads. So yep, that's a lot. And now we'll be moving on to what Victoria University College students are doing. So currently what they're doing right now during this pandemic is that they hold meetings and webinars via Zoom. They also have classes on Google Meet and just staying home as much as possible. So one of our friends, which is Mr. Ted Zinzor, he told us that Myanmar was one of the last few countries that was struck by the COVID-19 crisis. But even so, these restrictions would still apply, such that their country and the citizens are safe from any viruses of the COVID-19 and that everyone's well-being is being guaranteed. So yeah, I think one of our programs is ASEAN e-Xchange. So yeah, so last but not least, we'll be talking about the call of action. So to raise awareness about the issues in Myanmar, we can come up with these relevant hashtags, which is hashtag awareness week and hashtag Myanmar. So what TP GCSG is currently doing on our Instagram is that we're having 1 minute of culture of a chosen ASEAN country. So similarly, we can also do like a 1 minute of awareness of Myanmar, and we can use these hashtags on the Instagram post. So in order to make these hashtags effective, the students can share their research on the effects of COVID-19 in Myanmar, similar to what Edison has done. And they can also share their thoughts and views on the situation. And they also can post on their social media platforms like Instagram stories and also their Facebook. But another way is that CCA groups can also compile them and share it on our social media pages, just like what we are doing right now, which is the 1 minute of culture. So yeah, that's about it. So massive thank you goes to Victoria University College for embarking